still. So Eddie turned to me and he goes, if I could leave one thing to my kids, I would tell them there's always a way. Even if I can't see it right in the moment, there's always a way to get an outcome, make something happen, whatever it may be. He said, it's so easy in the moment to just think no, or it's not possible, or, so easy to talk ourselves out of something. So he said, I knew when I put the phone down to B&H, I just needed to lock myself into an outcome, and then it would force my brain to figure it out. So that's what I would leave to my kids. It's that belief that there's always a way, even if I can't figure it out.
You heard it here first. What a message to take away from this podcast. But that wasn't the point that your business journey was all over. You didn't just become a speaker then, just off the back of your time sailing around the world. You then joined quite a substantial business in a really senior role. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and then so we came back from the trip around the world, and then it was time to reestablish myself. And like any business in the beginning, I'm sure people listening or watching this, you can totally relate to this. It takes time to get these things going. And quite often it costs us twice as much and twice the amount of time. And that can be really frustrating, right? But that's just life, okay? And so we came back to reestablish myself. I was lucky in the clients that I paused, took me straight back on board to come and speak to their teams. And then so I was doing that. And then what happened was, through Eddie introduced me to this guy called Richard Hadida. Rich is a great guy. And then what happened was, initially I was basically engaged by Eddie and Richard to go out and look for a super yacht for both of them, which would have been one of the big Dubois, like a 50 to 60 meter sailing yacht. So I was engaged for that. And then during that time, so this would be early 2018, Oyster Yachts got into difficulty and entered administration, unfortunately. And so this was the brand of the yacht that, I've been a junior commissioner on, I've met my wife on.
Yeah, it's in your heart.
Absolutely.
You didn't want to see it go anywhere.
Oyster is very, very close to my heart. And so what happened was then is that during that administration time, Richard called and said, listen, I want to buy Oyster out of administration. I just don't think the world would be quite a brighter place without Oyster Yachts in existence.